In this episode of Talking About Orks, we're going over Flash Gitz and Captain Badrukk, which kind of go hand in hand. If you're going to run Flash Gitz, you should probably run Captain Badrukk. So, Flash Gitz are basically knobs, so they have movement 5 inches, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 4. Not 5, but 4. Strength 5, toughness 4, 2 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 6, and a unfortunate 6-up save. They got rid of their heavy armor. The captain is identical stats. I don't know why they didn't bother changing anything there. And of course we have ammo stats as well. This unit includes 4 flash gits and 1 captain. It can include up to 5 additional flash gits. Any flash git or captain may be accompanied by an ammo rent. Each flash git and the captain is armed with a snaz gun and stick bombs. These clock in at 27 points per model, which is the same price as a warbiker, by the way. And the captain may take a slugger or a chopper. So those are both 0 points, and he doesn't have to give anything up, so there's no reason not to take a chopper on the captain. So they have Eerie Go and Mob Rule, of course. Got some good rules here. Ammo runs. Each time this unit shoots, when making a hit rolls, you can reroll 1 dice for each ammo run accompanying them. And then when rolling to wound this unit, use Flash Git's toughness, and the death of an ammo run is ignored for the purposes of morale. So ammo runs at 1 per model at 4 points, so that bumps them up to 31 points per model. And now we're approaching Mega Knob price here. You get 1 reroll for the whole unit every time it shoots, so it's not a one-time use thing like before. Ammo runs are fantastic, actually, because they are rerolls. I wish more things could take them. Now I understand why they took the ammo runs away from the mech guns, because the ammo runs on a mech gun unit would be pretty good, unfortunately. You can see the but anyway, I digress. I'm not going to get into mech guns. Mech guns with ammo runs would be insane. Anyway, Gun Crazy Show-Offs. After this unit has shot in the shooting phase, roll a d6. On a 6, all models in the unit must immediately shoot again, but can only target the nearest enemy unit. So what are they shooting with? Snaz guns are 24-inch range, heavy 3, strength 5, AP -2, 1 damage. Not a bad gun, but they are heavy, so if they move and shoot, they're going to be hitting on 5s again. So in the old book, they had the Git finders where they could move. If they didn't move, they get +1 BS. So basically they did it the other way here, where got rid of a lot of the rules confusion and tricks people tried to play. So it's just straight up, they're BS 4 up and firing a heavy weapon, being infantry. It would be nice if they could move and shoot without penalty, but that would probably defeat the purpose of the old rules. But these are new rules, so anyway, so not bad. The 1 damage is kind of interesting. So let's say you take unit 5 of these guys with 5 ammo rents, so you're docking 15 shots, hitting on 4. So let's say you hit 7 times, and you get 5 rerolls, and you get 2 to 3 hits. So say 7 or 8 hits. So somewhere between 9 and 11 hits on a unit of 5. Wounding on 3s against toughness 4 infantry. Space Marines now have a 5-up save. So we go 4 wounds. You know, basically 5 of these guys can kill probably 1.5 Primaris a turn on average for 155 points. I'm not sure that's exactly what you're looking for heavy infantry shooting. It would be nice if the snaz gun had an overcharge profile, but just the 1 damage, you know, strength 5, EP -2 is pretty good, heavy 3, that's all pretty good, but the 1 damage I think kind of hurts you overall. I guess if it was more damage it would probably be more points, but I just can't see these things being horribly effective, to be honest. I think I'd rather put out much cheaper shots with a whole bunch of big shooters than spending so many points on 10 points per shot basically on these snaz guns, because they're heavy, they're short range. Big shooters are assault, longer range. and they are basically 2 points per shot. You don't have the AP -1, -2, I mean, but they're 20% the price. So I just can't see the effectiveness of these guys over just pumping out more shots and making them roll more dice. Because if you roll more dice, if you make your opponent roll dice, bad things can happen. And even big shooters are pretty lackluster, and I think they're better than these snaz guns. Because longer range and assault. Sure, everything's going to be hitting on 5s anyway, but these guys are going to be in range and going to be hitting on 5s too. So, but they can get some rerolls. Rerolls are rare, of course. So, against certain things that are heavy armored and low wounds, the 2-wound models like Primaris and Terminators, I just don't see these being worth it, because that's obviously what these things are for. Because a -2 AP is pretty good, and with a lot of shots, they're for heavy infantry. Strength 5 -2, that's heavy infantry, but 1 damage is not really good against heavy infantry, because I said almost all heavy infantry have multiple wounds. So I think they're overpriced for what they do. If they were fewer points, maybe get down to like 6 points per shot, so 18 points per model, with a 4-up save, then maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But they're going to be squishy, just as squishy as any other orc. So you basically got 10 orc boys in squishiness here for 150 points. And if they do good one turn, they're going to be heavily targeted and they're just not going to survive. So, and maybe in a transport, it'd be so much better if the battle wagon rule would apply to its passengers too. But because then if that was the case, these would be great. But they're just average. I don't think they are great at doing what they're supposed to do, which is to kill heavy infantry. They're not strong enough to hurt vehicles. Their -2 AP is a waste on light infantry. So when you're shooting Primaris Marines or Terminators, something along those lines, toughness 4, 2-up, 3-up save, multiple 2 or 3 wounds. This is what these guys are going to be wanting to shoot at. And they're just not going to do a very good job at it, because there's just too many points for the number of shots. I'm going to try to fix these guys. A lot less points, more shots, maybe 2 damage each. I'm not sure. And of course, they got to have their 4-up save back. But we can buff them a little bit, fortunately, with Captain Badrukk. So let's talk Captain Badrukk. Captain Badrukk is movement 5, weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 4 again, strength 5, toughness 4, wounds 6, attacks 4, leadership 8, not too bad, and 3-up save. Captain Badrukk is a single model armed with a slugger, a chopper, stick bombs, and a ripper. He may be accompanied by up to 3 ammo runs, which is not too bad. That means he gets 3 rerolls every turn. So, the Ripper is a 24-inch range, just like the Flash Gitz. Heavy 3, again. He has the options of Strength 7, AP -3, 2 damage. Or when he overcharges, he's Strength 8, -3, 3 damage. And 1 or more hits of 1, the bearer suffers D3 mortal wounds. So it's 1 or more. So even if you roll all 3 ones, it's still only D3, not 3D3. So definitely having a pain boy around this guy will not be a bad idea, because you will definitely want to do the overcharge quite often. I do believe that 3 damage is insane, especially with rerolls. And he also has a slug and chop one. Of course, he doesn't have a power claw or any other option to take a big chopper, because if you take a big chopper, give him the relic, now you've got a serious HQ choice. Because he has the gold tooth armor, which Captain Badrukk has a 5-up invulnerable save. That's nice. That's really nice. And even with the 3 ammo runs, he's still under 100 points. So, I wish he could take a big chopper. Because if he could take a big chopper, or had a big chopper, you could give him the relic from the chapter approved. And then he would be an incredibly viable HQ choice. As he is, his gun is great. I wish the regular Flash Gitz had that gun. Because then they would be amazing. 2 and 3 damage. This is what I do with my Dark Angels and weapons from the Dark Age. and that's broken. Because these are the exact stats of what what a Weapons from the Dark Age plasma does with that 2 and 3 damage. That damage is pretty good. With hitting it with 3 shots, rerolls with the 3 ammo runs, not too bad. And that's not it. Flashiest Gitz. You can reroll the hit rolls of 1 in the shooting phase for friendly units of Flash Gitz within 6 inches of Captain Badrukk. Okay, so now you have Flash Gitz with their own ammo runs. You can use the ammo runs to absorb wounds, of course, in the unit. That's their other purpose. In addition to being able to reroll, if someone's taking a las cannon to the face, you can put it on the ammo run instead of Captain Badrukk. And for 4 points, that's not a bad use for an ammo run. But you can reroll ones, and if the Flash Gitz have their own ammo run, so let's get that unit of 5 again. Let's say it's hitting on 5s this time. So you roll them, you're going to get 5 hits, and say you're going to get 3 ones. Okay? Now you can reroll the 1s with Captain Badrukk, and 5 of the other misses, the 2s and 3s and 4s, 5 of those with the Flash Gitz ammo runs. That's a lot of rerolls. There's still not much damage, but that is a lot of rerolls that he can apply. So he is literally the price of, what, 3 Flash Gitz? I wish Flash Gitz had his gun. I really do. They would be really good that way. So overall, if you, as I said, these units really do go hand in hand. You're not going to want to run one without the other. You know, you could probably go with a battle wagon, 1 Badrukk, 1 unit of 10, 1 unit of 9 Flash Gitz. I mean, that's a lot of points. Pure and simple, that's... I mean, that's almost half your army in a 2,000 point list, just right there. And they have the potential to do a lot of damage, but they also have the potential to do nothing. And you're still going to need some anti-vehicle shooting on top of it. So, I'm not sure how that's going to work. If this is going to be, because these are a major investment if you're going to do, because you really do need that many models to be able to put out enough shots to make them really effective. Even with all the rerolls, they're going to need a lot of models, and they're pretty expensive models. So, but Captain Badrukk is a great HQ choice for just in general. He's cheap enough that his gun is actually useful, and a 5-up invul save is not to be overlooked. So he's not only got a 5-up invul, but he's got 3 sacrificial wounds on top of it that can absorb something big and nasty. So overall, my opinion is Flash Gitz are okay. You add in Captain Badrukk, they get a lot better, but they're still, I think, overpriced for what they're supposed to do against what they're targeted for. We don't have a whole lot of things designed to shoot heavy infantry. Custom mega cannons are a bit overboard for shooting Terminators, especially Storm Shield Terminators. Rockets aren't enough in volume to take out Primaris Marines, but I think Captain Badrukk and the Flash Gitz, which are obviously designed to shoot heavy infantry, do so not quite well enough for the investment you've put into. So have you run these guys? I know a lot of people do. A lot of people like them. Sometimes they're the stars, just like every Ork unit. Sometimes they're the stars, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they fail miserably. And again, the Flash Gitz, again, are very squishy. They're going to need to be inside something to be effective. And it's going to have to be moving because of their short range. So, again, I'd like to hear your thoughts below, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching this episode of Talking About Orks. Please subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications for new Talking About Orks videos every Wednesday, new battle reports every Friday, and hobby videos whenever I can. Thanks for watching.